3 ways to peacefully end a toxic relationship. Friendships are the best until they're not. How do you know when you've outgrown a friendship or a relationship? And how do you end it with your dignity, with your pride, and without stirring up a whole bunch of negative things? The way that you end a friendship really says a lot about you and your character, and it sets you up for either success or failure in your relationships to come. That's what we're talking about today. I'm giving you 3 ways to successfully end a relationship that's either toxic or that just no longer serves you. Stick around.
GILD Coaching. More success, less stress.
Friendships, relationships are wonderful. They make life a great place to be until you get that one that's toxic, until you get that one that's pulling you down more than it's lifting you up, until you get that one where you feel like you're the only one contributing. Do you identify with that at all? Let me know in the comments if you've ever had one of those friendships. I know that I have. I've had friendships with women and men, and usually when I start to feel as though things are a little off balance, that's when I realize that that friendship isn't serving me. Now, we all need to be there for our friends, and sometimes we need to put in a little bit more than they're putting in because that's what a friendship is. But in the long run, there needs to be a fairly equal exchange of energy there. So that's how you can tell if you're in a relationship or you're in a friendship that's no longer serving you, is the inequality of what you are contributing, the inequality of the benefits of the relationship. I think that we've all been there with someone at some point in our life. So do open up the comment section. Let me know if that applies to you at all. So that leads us to the question of, how do you end it peacefully? How do you end it without being anything other than authentic? How do you end it without dragging yourself down into a pit of negative energy? There are 3 ways that you can do this that will end it with dignity for both of you. And you won't end it in such a way that you're burning a bridge. You'll just make sure that you have the opportunity to peacefully move on. The first way is to phase it out. Let's say it's a friend and you communicate a whole lot with this friend and you've decided this friendship doesn't serve me. Come up with a plan, a very simple plan to space out your interactions just a little bit more than normal. Nothing that the other person would really notice, but you notice. You're getting little bit longer breaks between your interactions. Maybe you take a little bit longer to respond to the things that they're sending you. Maybe you dive into our boundaries assessment and you realize that some of the responses that you're giving this person shouldn't even be given at all. So you stop giving responses like that. But you just start to implement the right of non-response or the right of delayed response until you can space it out so that your interaction with this person is fewer and farther between. That is a nice, soft way to distance yourself, and it's a way to honor yourself and show the other person that there's room for others in his or her life as well. The second way to get out of a toxic friendship or relationship is to simply be honest, be kind. Here are your guidelines: kindness, honesty, and only say things that are necessary. Is it kind? Is it true? Is it necessary? If you follow those guidelines, then officially ending the relationship through speaking can happen peacefully and with dignity. If you tell someone that you've been feeling as though you're the only person inputting into the relationship, it's not making you feel valued, and you think that you need a break, or you think that you need to separate or go in another direction, the other person may be upset. That's fine. But if you handle yourself with dignity, true, kind, true, and necessary, and only say those things, leave out a whole lot of opinions, leave out a whole lot of adjectives, then you will be able to end it peacefully. If the other person is upset, that doesn't mean that you haven't ended it peacefully. That's their decision, the way that they have decided to pick up and take that news or the energy. Now, ending it in this way does leave the door open, because ending it in this way with truth, kindness, and only saying things that are necessary allows that person to know that you are approachable if the playing field might change a little bit, if they want to change, if they want to invest, and then that will be your decision to see if that's something that you're open to or not. The third way to successfully end a toxic relationship is my last resort. Now, I say that because this only applies to relationships or friendships where things have become truly toxic. If you're being physically abused, get out. If you're being verbally or emotionally abused, if you are being gaslighted, meaning that you're being accused of things that you didn't do, or the person keeps turning around their actions on you and making you feel like you've done something wrong, that's a form of abuse. If the person uses the silent treatment, any of those psychological abuse tactics, then this third method will apply. You have to just go cold turkey and completely drop them. And sometimes, especially with abusive situations, I will encourage my mentees and my clients to actually change the name of the contact in their phone to adjectives that describe the person. I had one client at one time who was being pursued by someone who was stalking her and insulting her, yet then also pursuing her, insulting her child, yet also pursuing and showing up. And she found out that this person did have a dangerous past of abusing a previous partner. And so she changed his name in her contacts to dangerous psychopath. So anytime that he would reach out to her, instead of seeing a name of another person, because our names are one way that we connect, she saw a description of who she knew him to be. So that is something that can help you to mind that boundary so that you can just drop them completely, because there's no excuse for abuse. If you're being abused, you have to get out right then. And the only way to do so with dignity is to make sure that you're putting yourself first, because you really are the most important. If there isn't a you, then there's no one for you to love and respect and honor. So you have to get away from those abusers. Let me know in the comments which way you're going to try first. Also, let us know if this has been of any help to you by giving us a thumbs up and hitting the subscribe button and the little bell so that you know the next time that we drop a video to help you live a happier life with lower stress and more success. Until next time, I'm Dr. Jane with GILD Coaching, guildcoaching.com. Bye.